Good morning, friends. I just got back from my run and I was really motivated to record this video because it's been a while since I've just talked to you guys, and also because I listen to really inspiring podcasts while I'm running. I know that sounds very strange to some people because you probably prefer to listen to some upbeat music, but I personally love listening to podcasts, and I wanted to share with you my day in the life today because there is a lot going on that I don't normally share with you guys because of various reasons. Sometimes there's work projects that I can't divulge information behind the scenes about. Sometimes there's, I don't know, just personal things that are going on that I don't feel like this is the right platform to share it on. But I am doing this Race for Wellness with Project Happiness, and I want to invite you to join in. It goes from September 15th to October 15th. I've linked everything below. Jack's waking up right now. See, this is why it's so hard to record videos sometimes, because things happen. And do you hear him? Mama! Mama! Anyway, so give this video a thumbs up. I'm gonna take you through the day. Be sure you're subscribed because I wanna make more of these videos if you like them. So leave in the comments below what you think about this. And if you like this kind of sharing, let's go get them. My goodness. Good morning, Jack. How did you sleep? Hey. He's still 7:22. He's still yellow. Are you ready to wake up? Your tummy hurts? I'm sorry, Bubs. Have you been playing? Yes. Okay. It's really dark in here. Can I open the window shade? Looks like he wants to cuddle for a little bit. Mwah. I love that. So normally this is supposed to be green when he's supposed to wake up. The yellow light is for playing, but you woke up early, Burly. Early, Burly! Yeah! I love your happiness when you wake up. It's the cutest. Now you're just pretending to be sad. Jack wanted to show you guys how he brushes his teeth with his Hulk toothbrush. Done? Yeah. Now we wash your face. Mom. And now we're gonna get Jack dressed. This is Jack's lunch today in his Planet box. Quesadilla, carrots, red pepper, apples, broccoli, vitamins. We had a good morning. JC was up and he helped get Jack ready. We had breakfast. And then we ended up taking Jack to school. I took Jack to school, and he had his first good drop-off since starting TK, where he wasn't emotional about anybody leaving. He focused and was present, and it was awesome to see. Now I'm in the studio. Ananda is back there. She is working away, and it's so funny because we were just talking about how she doesn't have internet at her place right now, and it's one of those strange things that happens when, you know, life throws curveballs. We all go through struggles. We all go through things that are unexpected, unplanned, and how we navigate them and handle them is so important. I was actually supposed to be on a plane today to go on a retreat to Maui, but there is a natural disaster happening where there is a tropical storm headed right for Maui. I think that they will be spared. I think it was a Category 2 hurricane maybe that was headed that way. But anyway, last minute, 24 hours ago, the trip was canceled. The whole retreat was canceled. So instead of being super angry and frustrated and just, you know, doing things that I think were out of my character, though I was bummed, super bummed, as anybody would be when they're 24 hours away from going to Hawaii, I really had to pause and reflect and feel grateful for all the things that, you know, I don't have to deal with, like hurricanes and natural disasters such as that affecting me here in Los Angeles, I always try to think of the silver lining in every scenario like that, because there always is one. Even though we face difficulties and we go through struggles and we fail and there are disappointments that happen in our lives, we can always choose to focus on the good. And it was so funny because Ananda was just saying that she and her roommates are actually talking. They're actually having conversations. They're actually sitting there hanging out, doing puzzles and things that you wouldn't normally do if you had internet and could be on your devices and on your phones. All this to say, I think that lately I've just been really trying to focus on wellness and what makes me feel good. You really have to identify what feels good for you, and it might not be running 50 miles in a month. That might look like something completely different for you, but it is essential to take the time for yourself and to know yourself deeply and truly, to understand what it is that brings you joy and happiness. In my book, Craft a Life You Love, which so many of you have, thank you so much, I go through a lot of the practices. I tell you a lot about my struggles and failures and the tactics that I use to really come out of that and to be grateful for everything I have and everything I don't have, and to really just take the positivity out of every scenario, which I think you can do. I personally have been struggling for the past few months, and I don't think you would ever know it if you just follow me on social media, because I try to shine a light on the brightest parts of my life. And I know that I can extract the most goodness from different things. So I guess all of this to say is I want you to join me on this journey of joy and of wellness and of being your best selves. And I think that this is what this channel is all about. Sometimes I get bogged down in the details and the minutia and saying, oh, well, everything has to be perfect. My nails have to be done before I film a video of my bullet journal or my Hobonichi or any of my scrapbooking or traveler's notebooks. But really, that is not true, okay? That is a lie that I tell myself, because yes, maybe one or two of you have a pet peeve when nails aren't done and you're watching somebody give a tutorial. I have to make sure that I am being my best self. Yes, I love when my nails are done. Are they always done? No. Is life messy? Yes. Am I perfect? Far from it. Is anybody perfect? No, we all have our things. And even the work that I put out, I want to constantly show you that it's not always perfect. It is messy, and there are things that go along with being your truest self, where you have to shed a light and sometimes take a little step back. So this summer I really took time and I hired an amazing assistant I just can't even believe how awesome she is, and I feel such a lightness and brightness, and I need to infuse more of that into my everyday and recognize that I am enough. You know, the voices inside my head that beat me down and say that I'm not good enough, or I should try harder, or yes, you've done so well, but you still need to keep doing better and better and more and all that stuff, I need to tell it to stop. So I think that if I need to tell myself that, then perhaps you wanted to hear something like that too. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you're so what's the word? Self-realized? Well-adjusted, self-actualized, or whatever. Anyway, I just think that there are so many times in our lives where we struggle, where things do not go as planned, and we really have to take a moment and say, hey, what can I get out of this? What is the lesson that I can take with me so that I can grieve? Yes, of course, grieve, feel the pain. I recently had my dad's brother, my uncle, pass away, and you know, it's not an easy thing going through this life, but because you're going to have things like that to, you know, that you have to deal with. And I just think that biggest lesson that I've learned recently is that I am the only one who can bring myself happiness. I am the only one who can bring myself sadness. And of course, there are sad events that happen. The thoughts that I have around them have to serve me, okay? So yes, I can be sad. I can sit there and learn the lessons and feel the pain and go through that and take the time to heal. But the real important thing is that I extract all the goodness that I can from that, because what else are we doing this for? What else are we living for? We have to make sure that we are the best to ourselves that we can be, that we constantly reinforce the positive. I recently had a friend who has been dealing with so much, and I can't imagine what she's going through. And so when I look at the problems or the things that I have, the issues, and I look at somebody like her who's so strong and she's facing so much adversity right now and she's being tested in every single way, I suddenly realized that, you know, though it's not a comparison game, at a certain point you have to realize there are so many blessings and wonderful things around you. And part of that is realizing that I am in this body and I can give myself so much more nourishment, wellness, and all of the good stuff, and that will serve to make me a better person for not only myself, but for my loved ones, for those around me, for you guys. And so I guess what I'm trying to say in all of this is that I don't have any makeup on. I just came from a run. I still haven't showered yet. I'm going to do that soon. Okay, so my mom walked in here. She didn't know I was recording. The door's wide open, so sorry if the sound is off. But I was like, Ananda, how do I wrap this up? How do I, you know, put some closure on this and tell you to join me on this race for wellness, even though you may not be running, you may not be walking, you can do yoga, you can do whatever it is. The link and information is below. Even your donation of like $10 or $20 will mean so much. You can see the difference that it makes. All the details are below. They'll link to my blog post, and I would love for you guys to join me. And even if you don't donate money, it's okay. If you just do this for yourself, that would mean so much. So I asked Ananda how I should wrap this up, and then she started talking, and I just want to record her saying this.
So when Amy asked me how she should finish, I immediately thought back to yesterday afternoon when I was getting ready to leave. She and I noticed this little pile of wood chips under her awesome creative table. And then she mentioned that she'd seen like shed wings like in another part of the studio, and both of our hearts just sank. We're not a big fan of creepy crawlies here. And it kind of slowly came to light that there are termites here. And we were like researching and trying to find like the perfect person to come and take care of all of this. And you know, one of the first thoughts that crossed my mind was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to work in here with all these bugs like that I was imagining. And I was just letting my mind spiral. I don't know how it was for Amy, but it was definitely like, oh my gosh. And this morning I came in, I sat down, I immediately started doing work, and I know that they might be there, they might not, they're going to come and fix it. But the main point that Amy, I think, has been bringing up is like, this world is not a perfect place, and no matter how much those of us who love to plan and stress and control things try, we're never going to have total control over what happens. What we can do is make the world more beautiful, help other people, invest in ourselves and our emotional well-being, and surrender, even if it means that there are bugs.
That's the word my therapist used, surrender. And I was so mad, but it's true. There's so much evidence of that coming to light now. And yes, we are gonna get the bug problem fixed.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks, Ananda, that was perfect. I couldn't have said it better myself, clearly. Thank you so much for watching and for being supportive. Your love means so much to me, and I just love making videos. I will continue to do so. I even thought about maybe making a schedule where I, promise you a video every Tuesday or something. I don't know. and that way it won't be so random. But I'm also thinking about starting a podcast, so let me know in the comments if you would want that, because I feel like a lot of what I said here could have just been a podcast and not a video where you're looking at me like this. Anyway, give this video a thumbs up, be sure you're subscribed, and I hope you feel inspired to keep your creative juices flowing and to live your best creative life. And sorry you had to look at this pimple the whole time.